Doing it live.
Oh.
All right. We
Right,
podcast.
Ted, right, Ted.
You ready, Teddy? We casting?
I'm ready.
All right. This week on the Take two. This week on the Red Eye Report, we're catching up with the Uyghurs. The genocide deep cut that's not cool enough for today's college kids. With us is our usual cast of clowns and carnies. We have Mukbang Mystic, who never turns on his camera, because this isn't an eating show. We have Too Sexy for Genocide Teddy.
Goddamn right.
You'd care more about genocide if they made a decent RPG about it.
And that would be a great game, actually. So, hey, wait on
Yeah,
it.
right? It was like, would you like to stay hungry again? X.
Yeah. Well, that'll be Ubisoft's next
Yeah.
swing.
Yeah, they'll delay it.
All
They'll
you
delay
do
it
is just find
times.
notes from dead loved ones. And then next to him, we have URL expired Oracle of the once almost famous chunkycomb.net.
Uh-oh.
Till he forgot to renew it, and Campbell's Soup snatched it up with their AI legal team.
Yep.
Well, at least their AI has good taste. And I am ASMR Ashtray, who makes audio files to fall asleep to the soothing sounds of banging your mother through the bedroom wall, even if I'm not there. And this is the Red Eye Report. All right, before we get into our topic about the Uyghurs.
What'd you call me?
Yeah,
Is that really how you say it? Uyghurs?
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds,
Yeah.
it
the
sounds
Uyghur
very,
community?
very-
That's how they say it when I
Wow.
watched all the...
I believe you. It's just weird.
sounds horrible.
Yeah. Watch the news stories about it. It's in the Queen's English.
I will not.
I know you won't. So this week's Pause for the Cause is another Muhammad, an entirely different Muslim pig, this time from the Xinjiang province. The CCP was going to harvest his heart and sell it to some cheap loser who wouldn't know the difference. So he applied for asylum here at the Dane County Humane Society and is reading the Quran to all the pit bulls in the shelter. So keep an eye on him.
Oh, that's not good.
He's on the
That's
list.
not good.
Oh,
Right.
he really,
Radicalized pit bulls, dude. Ooh.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
really? Just the pit bulls, no German shepherds, no dachshunds, no nothing.
Oh,
It's a class of dog to be.
Well,
I'm sure some of the other dogs, but it
Pit
seems like he's
bulls and one
giving-
wiener dog. Okay.
For-
Yeah, are you
Yeah.
are you scared of wiener dogs, Teddy? I don't know. I mean,
Do you know that dachshunds were bred to go after badgers?
I did not know that.
yeah, it's a good thing you're
That's
not
why
a
they
bad-
have-
that sounds like a lie.
Wow.
I'd call it
So a
bullshit. on that
fucking
one.
Dotson will go after a badger. It'll fucking go in a badger hole and get one.
Yeah, I don't know.
I do.
That's
I
why-
think I
that's
heard they're
why-
bred to like go into
They were-
holes.
Really?
Fucking badgers, man. Badgers don't fuck around.
It says right here they were bred to call bullshit on your fucking bullshit.
I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm a Trump. I'm a Trump fan.
That is a new citation in Wikipedia
Thank you.
as of 1 minute ago. All right. So our topic, we're talking about the Uyghurs, who we actually
Okay, by the way, Teddy is right. I looked it
Yeah,
up.
I just looked it up.
Hey,
Yes,
all right.
Dodgins
Give props to Teddy.
red. Yeah.
Now we need to find some
Badger
fucking
dog. It actually translates to badger dog.
Wiener dog.
Really?
does?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dachshund
Yeah,
Or
No,
dachshund?
dachshund.
or Dachshund.
Wiener, wiener dog translates to badger dog in German. Ashtray. Jesus fucking Christ.
I blame the PAX. So yeah, we've talked about the Uyghurs once before in a episode that God, I think that was pre-COVID, like 2016, 17.
It was
We did-
your show, so you could have looked up and to
I know.
get
I
it.
could have looked it up, and I delegated it to you.
God, do it.
You
And
gave it to the black guy to do? Come on.
yeah, because I am inclusive. So, anyways,
Also just a bad manager at this
that
point.
episode,
No.
right? But I'm fun to hang out with at after hour.
Or that.
The previous episode was about the organ harvesting of the Uyghurs, and they
Yes.
were in these, camps that they had, but we didn't really talk much about, like,
I do remember that episode, but I don't think it was that far ago, was it?
I thought it was after the pandemic. I didn't think it was before.
maybe it was.
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Time is all slippery now as we're older. Anyways, so yeah, the Uyghurs are they're actually considered a Turkic ethnic minority of Central Asian descent, and most of them are all Sunni Muslims. You see the map, if we're even casting any more images
we're
in our
casting
podcast.
a
Okay.
YouTube live on YouTube.
We are live on the YouTubes. All right.
On the YouTubes.
They're basically the northwestern region of China, and they border. So it's an important area. Like China ain't gonna give this up, because they border India, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Tajikistan,
All the stands.
Kyrgyzstan, yes, all the stands, Kazakhstan, Russia, and Mongolia. So like they're an ancient people, in the sense that they've been kind of these nomadic tribes and they've been in the region for long enough that they've been under control by many neighboring groups. Like the Turks controlled them for a while back in the day. The Mongols, they controlled that region. The Tibetans, and as of late, China. They were under Chinese control before the communists took over. But of course, once the communists took over China, they just took the Xinjiang province as well. And so the thing is, the Xinjiang region is always, they have they're part of the Communist Party of China. So they have a chairman. And because of the dominance of the Uyghurs, there's the chairman in the Communist Party is always going to be a Uyghur, but he's still always under control by higher up Chinese members who are more of the predominant Han ethnic group. And so there's been a long running similarity where it's like the resettlement, kind of like Israel claims with the areas of the West Bank, Gaza Strip. They send in their craziest fanatics to just start building homes in territories that are still technically supposed to be the Palestinians. China's been doing the same in this region. And so, but this region, keep in mind, is 2,700 miles away from Beijing as the capital city. So it hasn't always been easy for them to react, especially in the past, to any uprising.
Is China bigger land-wise than the U.S.?
Good question.
I think it's
I
actually
would
pretty
say yes.
similar, actually.
Yes. Let's go over here.
That's pretty
I believe
close. 'Cause
Yeah,
Russia's still bigger than
Russia's
China, right?
fucking huge.
Russia's the biggest.
Yeah,
it
it's
spans
not
11
even-
times.
Because it's got
Yeah.
all this land, no one can fucking.
Yeah,
Yeah,
freeze
most
it,
of it's
I think.
uninhabitable. But
It is all the gulags in Siberia.
yeah,
But the Xinjiang province has been crucial because of all those bordering nations. But if you think about it, it's kind of like also like the Kazakh region for Russia, where it's like it is a area between the other nations you're trying to sell to. And so you domineer and piss on, those locals, and then they don't like that, and so they start, bombing you and shit.
So Google says that China is slightly larger, 2% bigger in terms of total land area.
Bastards.
So Yeah, just by 2%.
This is why we have to take Greenland.
Yeah.
This is why we
We gotta
have to
tip the
Plus,
scale.
It's so fucking green.
And that makes all the sense now.
So goddamn green.
So the anyways, this region though is, just think about it like you see in that map. It's a big province compared to the rest of them, but it still is just a part of China, a small portion. But it produces 9% of the world's aluminum.
Wow.
Damn.
They also make 1/5 of all the world's cotton.
Damn.
Really?
And like a
Only-
lot
I
of
would think
those,
the South is still here in the South.
I thought Mississippi fucking.
Right. I mean, really. I mean, the
I'm kidding.
well, I mean, I don't know how much of the
I'm
U.S.
I'm being honest. I mean, I'm pretty sure the productivity went down because you had to pay people to do it. But I mean,
Isn't
I
that
was
a
still
shame?
thinking-
Yeah, but I mean, cotton's used all over the world. You know what I mean? A
Well,
fifth
yeah,
of it is.
and it's like this is, this is just it's 1/5 of the world's cotton out of and
Yeah.
cotton's made in a lot of motherfucking places. It's also a region that's full of minerals and natural resources. Just waiting to be mined and digged.
Raped.
But in the 1990s,
Mineral
with the push,
rapist.
basically it would be state-sponsored resettlement.
So
by
like the
the
Trail of Tears type of shit.
Chinese
We're gonna
Communist
force
Party.
you to move to this place.
Or it was more like they're forcing.
State-sponsored resettlement. That's just such a great communist way to put things.
Yeah, the thing is, it's different than like Trail of Tears, where it's like we're pushing you out. Instead, it's like we're gonna push our people in.
Oh,
like,
that's what you're talking about, like Israel. Okay.
yeah. So like Israel is like they call it resettlement for their own people, so it doesn't sound bad, but it also
But
means
it's
like
crazy. It's
we're
the
gonna
fucking
put the
lunatics
crazy
on the fringe.
people,
Yeah.
and like let them encroach on your land. We're actually gonna like subsidize them in certain ways.
Yeah.
And
we're
not going to listen to your complaints, or if you try to even like, through the law, be like, this people, like, they can't just take this land. Like, this was in my family. And they're like, we don't know what you're talking about.
Nothing to see here.
Yep. Nothing to see here. So because of in the 90s, when the government started, subsidizing the Han ethnic group, it's HAN, into the region, there was a bunch of like they started getting riots and some terrorist activity, like in which escalated into like July 2009. There were riots in the capital of Xinjiang, and 200 of the Han ethnic group. So it'd be like if there was a riot, and 200 of Israelis died. So China was like, oh, we can't fucking stand for this. And then in 2011, in July, there were several stabbings and bombings that took place in the region. In October 2013, which, like, I don't even know if I remember this, but the Uyghurs, a terrorist group of Uyghur separatists, bombed Tiananmen Square. They did like a big bus bomb, yeah. And then in 2014, they call it the Kunming knife attacks, which could be probably a whole episode on its own. It was like one of those mass, like we're just gonna go around stabbing people, and 31 people died,
that.
and over 100 injured. Like I kind of remember some of those stories.
Yeah.
The thing is like this Chinese media too is kind of quick to like they don't even want to acknowledge that this is Uyghur separatists. Because the thing, like the whole point too of this episode is that the Chinese are getting praise for saying that they're pro-Palestine, right? And they're condemning Israel for what they're doing, even though they're doing the same thing to the Muslim minority in their own country. The thing is, it's not sexy for the college students because there's not, like there aren't cool TikTok videos of the atrocities coming out. Like China has the lockdown on all of that. It's a lot easier for people in Gaza and Palestine to get the imagery out of what's happening to them. So the CCP is like, we're gonna fucking put the hammer down on all this violence. So because especially too, there was a report where like hundreds of Uyghurs actually traveled into Syria when the Syria civil war is going on against President Assad. Basically, they were recruited by people like, probably covert ops in Turkey, recruited Uyghurs to go in and fight Bashar al-Assad. And China's like, oh, fuck. Like, if they come back as like trained terrorists, that's going to cause some shit. So
I know that's how you're supposed to say it as Uyghurs, but when you say it, it just seems like you're like it's a racial slur of some sort.
It sounds so bad. As a
way.
black man, I feel like you're talking about my family.
Yeah.
I don't appreciate it.
I would be upset
Yeah, right?
too if I were you.
If you were next to me, I'd punch you every time you said it.
Right, and this is why context matters, ladies and gentlemen.
Uyghur bat, just fucking
see
cracking
the spelling on this episode's title.
I don't care.
And so back in 2014, President Xi went in to that region and like visited, and he basically, on the DL told the authorities there, like, just no mercy. And so they've turned it into a police state. So they started off with the small stuff like no headscarves, men aren't allowed to have beards anymore. Like you can't have a big Muslim beard. And then they started banning religious instruction for children. So like you could no longer like teach your children the Quran. Or they also basically just started banning all the Muslim texts, and they couldn't have any public gatherings either. They also started in 2016. It was called the Becoming Family Program. This sounds fun. Basically, they would enter the homes of Uyghur families, especially any that they found suspect, and they would insert a guest family in your home. And this is the state being like, yes. Wow. So they would like send a married couple and a kid into your house.
Just to live in your house with you?
Like state ordered. And it's like, we're going to, it could be anywhere from like a couple days to a couple weeks. Basically for this family, and it would be a Han family of the Han ethnicity.
Oh,
that
of course.
family would, and of course it was like, oh, it's like, it was, they say like, we're being inclusive, right? So we're forcefully injecting a family. That is how they spun it. Like we're trying to harmonize and everyone under one, big family. So they would inject a Han family into the house to spy on you.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
Like might be a couple days, might be a week or so. They also now have basically if anyone who's a Uyghur makes an international call, an official from the CCP will just show up at your door and start asking you like, "Yeah, who are you calling?" And we know a lot of this because someone had leaked the Xinjiang police files. It was called. It was like the biggest leak of secret state orders from China. And basically they're now it's a police state, and because China has that social, so remember the story about the social ranking or whatever it was called, or social score or something like that?
Social credit score, I believe it is.
Yeah. They started doing that to the Uyghurs before like they started I'm sure they were also doing it to their population in general, but before it became like, yeah, this is what we're doing, or they actually admitted it. They were doing that same with the Uyghurs, where they track with all their camera systems. They're tracking basically anyone they know is a Uyghur. And so, yeah, if you make an international phone call, and then they also will just charge people for past transgressions, like some woman in her 60s. Basically, her charge was that she was reading the Quran when she was a child.
Wow.
And then, another guy, he was just charged because he didn't pay his water bill on time. But it's because he was a Uyghur. It's kind of like, we'll just find something to charge you with to they're just finding any reason to push you into the re-education camps.
So, I remember you were telling me you said earlier that like they had a rule where they couldn't pass on like the Muslim religion to their kids. Was it just for the Muslim religion, or did like was it?
Yeah, it's
Christianity?
basically on the Uyghur.
Okay.
The Uyghur religion, which is Sunni Muslim. But it was, which, you know, a lot of community and like what you consider and think of yourself as a people is handed down and built upon the church, you know, regardless whether you're Muslim or whatever religion. And so they're just like, they've been chopping down the churches somewhere I hear it was something like 19,000 or 1900 maybe it's 1900, probably more accurate, but mosques have been just destroyed
Yeah, 19
by China. So they're getting rid of the churches, the mosques. They're pushing them, finding any reason they can to get them into the re-education camps. And they're also building this police state where they've got, you know, an entire digital database on the Uyghur population. They have forced health checks so they can swab everyone for their DNA. They are using their facial recognition software to build three-dimensional like profiles of that population. They are tracking everything from they have license plate detection. I mean, we have that, but they started requiring everyone who's getting a car, or at least if you're like registering a new vehicle, you had to have a state installed GPS tracker in your car. And if you didn't comply with getting the GPS tracker, you then you wouldn't be allowed to buy fuel at the gas station.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'll just do it. I'll walk. Fuck that.
They're starting to they're tracking people's electrical use and their phone use. And they actually said that more often is if you're not using your phone enough, they deem you suspicious.
Hmm.
So I assume like they maybe think like you're using some, jailbreak burner phone or something.
Hmm.
Well, we knew that because for when the Olympics in Beijing, they told the Olympians to have a burner phone, pretty much. Because put on China soil, they will hack your phone or whatever, your laptop, your tablet, whatever you have, take your shit. So don't take your real shit, buy something new, and take
take a temporary.
I wonder how
device
many of
and-
our episodes are on Chinese servers,
Probably
like
many.
from years ago when you lived there, Oracle.
Yeah.
Like this.
Yeah, so many. Yeah.
Well, now with
Oh,
the recent episode we just did about Saltburn, or what was that called?
Salt typhoon.
Salt Typhoon. It's like fuck, they're like in all our shit
Yeah.
to some degree now.
Look, if they send me a fat titty, fucking fat ass Asian bitch, we all cooked. I'm snitching. Everybody.
Don't give it away. No.
Thanks, Eddie.
We all go to jail.
Yeah,
We'll
but
just have to
it's all
out-snitch.
cool, man. TikTok.
Unless we snitch Teddy first.
Yeah, don't worry about it. We can't ban TikTok.
Trade by some Asian pussy.
This fucking
I know, right?
thing that's being run by the CCP and is like a fucking brainwashing tool. It'll be cool. Don't worry.
Yeah, no big
right?
deal.
Nothing
can't
to worry
even-
about.
Can't even get rid
Nothing
of
to
that.
see here.
Yep.
So in 2017, they really started cracking down and arrests in that year. So 21% of all arrests in China were in Xinjiang province. And even though there's only 1.5%, like if you take the entire
Damn.
population of China, only
Yeah.
1.5% of the population is in that region.
Wow.
Wow.
So they started throwing everyone in the re-education camps where they forced them to learn Mandarin. They had to write essays about the motherland. And, it was just kind of this it was like
So
summer
these
camp
are like
from
the
hell.
Chinese black people, huh?
Kind of.
What?
Yeah, actually, if you think about it, because we're getting there, because
No, what I'm saying is just from
okay,
like
okay.
arrest wise. You know what I mean? Like you're smart. What are you, 30% of the population, but you make up fucking half of the prison system? You know what I mean? Like it's completely disproportionate.
Yeah.
1.5% of the population and the 20% of the arrests. That's fucking, dude. These people are getting fucking fucked.
So in the re-education camps, they're super crowded. The food is used as a means of control. So if you start getting uppity, there's like, you don't get any rice today.
Right.
They also, there's it's full of violence, sexual assault by the guards.
By the guards?
It is prison.
Oh yeah, the guards. Like,
Okay.
because I'm sure most all the guards are of the Han ethnicity.
I'm thinking they have women in custody and male guards. I don't think I was men guards.
Hey man, just gotta prove that you're not gay.
That's
right?
how or that's how inclusive they are. They'll sexually assault you no matter what your gender is.
Isn't that how it goes? You got to find the biggest guy and fuck him on the first day.
Yep, that's how you establish dominance.
How you assert your dominance. You got to fuck.
So, but the thing, like you're saying, they are like the China's black population. They have, after they put them in the re-education camp, and you're in there for varying periods of time. Basically, you're in there till you comply, and you write about how much you love the motherland, and they feel that they've brainwashed you properly.
Yeah.
Then they send you out into forced labor, where you're either working in the aluminum mining, the cotton fields, or a lot of them are being sent into fish processing plants.
When you mention cotton fields in China, I want to know their Chinese equivalent of the Negro spirituals as they pick the cotton.
Yeah, that's
right.
What
are the Uyghur songs for?
Yeah. Oh my Lord.
Yeah.
No sunshine when it's
Father,
low.
she.
Yeah, but like a Chinese fucking
Father, she will set me free one day.
Okay, just
so
stop.
Just sit down before you hurt yourself.
All the children. So they not only there was actually just in the less than a month, DC has put a new sanctions on banning imports from 37 Chinese companies that are in the region that are been have evidence of using forced labor from the Uyghur people. And so when they arrest your dad or your mom, sometimes both, and send them to the re-education camps, and the rest of the family doesn't know, they're not really given an appropriate, judicial system trial. They don't know how long they're going to be there. So it's like, what happens to the children? Well, they scoop them up and put them into orphanages, which are, like mini re-education camps where they teach them to speak Mandarin and, ban any of their family traditions. The women,
Mandarin and not Mandarin and Cantonese? Is it like Mandarin
Mandarin's the state
language? Yeah. I'm not sure what the language, the official language of the Uyghur people, but they're not allowed to speak it, and that's kind of their goal. They want it to be forgotten. The women, they're basically, a lot of them, if they are pregnant and they're over the the quota for how many children you can have, they're threatened with arrest if they don't go through a state abortion. And a lot of them are basically forced into sterilization, where they put one of the, like those IUDs, that plenty of women get as a form of birth control, except for China uses this type that are like, I don't know, they must put fish hooks on them or something. They're not made that, because, after a certain number of years, you are supposed to replace them. They're not made to be easily removed without like invasive surgery.
Holy shit.
You can't normally you can, I mean, it's still a painful process, but like it can be retrieved and pulled back out and a new one put in.
Mm-hmm.
They make certain ones that it's like once they're up there, like you got to cut it out.
Wow.
And then we got a whole episode in our archive if you want to listen to the organ harvesting, which they've done for many years, basically since actually in 1999, they believe is kind of when they started doing it. But they remember the Falun, was it Falun Gong?
Yep.
People that weren't they some crazy like Scientologist of China?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's hard to. They're banned in China, and China fucking hates them. As far as how crazy that group actually is, it's hard to tell because the Chinese have concentration camps.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's the thing. It's like people
It kind of ruins the whole
right, like not really sure. I wouldn't take my judge that group based on the official stance of the CCP.
Sure. But they believe, anyways, the organ harvesting actually started with that group, but now it's primarily the Uyghur people, and how like you can get, what would normally take months to maybe more than a year to get a liver transplant in the rest of the civilized world.
Mm-hmm.
In China, they can source one in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, because they got it from a prisoner.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and also, or
got multiple
because they're doing these forced health checks, like they might even be like, well, this person's DNA, they're not in a re-education camp yet, but let's put them in there because they might be a good match.
Or it's China and the health check is, oh, your liver bad, we got to get you a new one. Oh, you dying, we got to take your liver out.
Yeah, right. You're gonna get this heart from Muhammad.
Oh, you dying, bad liver, got to take it out.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
young.
So, 2/3 of the mosques have been destroyed in the region. I thought I had a number, so it was just a fraction percentage, but they also, like any Islamic characters or religious symbols in the region, they just have destroyed them, taken them down, and 630 plus imams, which are the Muslim priests, they have been arrested, some indefinitely, and they're also promoting the intermarriage because they're so inclusive between the Han and Uyghur people, and they're actually like they are giving money and household appliances and stuff. Like if you intermarry, if you're someone from the Han ethnicity and you marry a Uyghur, you can get these like tax credits and shit from the CCP. It's all basically just so once they have some of these re-education camps are actually, they've been abandoned now in recent investigations. And they have been releasing people after brainwashing them. If you want to call it releasing, they're just, putting them then into forced labor. But there's also reports that some of these abandoned and destroyed re-education camps where China's pointing to them to be like, see, look, we're done. Like, this was just a temporary thing. Reports are showing that they actually just like, oh yeah, we've got still like so much rural land, because a lot of them in some of those pictures you'll see where they took patches of land still within those urban areas, and you can see like from 2017 to 2019, within a year or so, they'll just like redevelop it and turn it into a re-education camp. They decided, well, we can just close these, tear some of them down and say that we're re-educating them, but it's also like, why don't we just build it out in the country? Like, they've just moved a lot of them too, out into more rural areas where it's even harder because they don't allow journalists in there, and journalists that do go in there have to basically go undercover.
Yeah.
So yeah, where's the outrage? And why is this not like, why are college kids not fighting about it on, campus and, tearing down signs and shitting on avocado toast? A lot of it's because China has invested in so many of these Muslim countries. Like one of the only Muslim countries that actually speaks
We're not going to bury the lead on this one.
Is Turkey. And like where Turkey's been calling bullshit on them. But Turkey was also the one kind of recruiting those Uyghurs, to be terrorists too. But these other Muslim countries,
so there's that.
They have all these big, like China's built all these ports and these rail systems.
Can I call for a time check? Because if we let Ashtray talk.
How long is this episode?
I'm wrapping it up right now. Basically, the point being is like, why are we not talking about it? Is a combination.
I don't know.
China has all these investments in these Muslim countries, building these ports and rail systems and for their Silk Road. So these countries don't want to talk bad about China. And then also that, like we said earlier, where it's like you can't get footage from inside these places, like the footage that comes out of Gaza, where it's like you can compel people on TikTok to get outraged. And so, once they send these people out from the re-education camps, they find that their mosques are all gone. Their mom is still in jail. They can't go to church anymore. Their religious texts have all been burned.
What did their mom go to jail for?
Yeah, because she was
banging
an ashtray in the other room. So once they come out, they can't even, like, there's no religion to go back to. It's like they're going to slowly scrub away the culture of the Uyghur people. And so tell that to your 22-year-old nephew. All right, moving on to what's sexy.
Oh,
Oracle.
Lovely.
Awesome segue, bro.
I always do it well
Mass
in a rush.
genocide to
Computer setup.
New setup. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong thing. Yeah, new setup. So been making some rearranging shit in the house. That's been kind of the theme of 2025.
Ooh.
So we cleared out the fucking living room. That's down in the basement now.
Time to shake it up.
Yep. And we got like this nice fucking pantry area with all these cabinets, and we're putting in like a nice sink downstairs and good counter space and just good lighting to work on shit. I've cleaned some guns downstairs and
nice.
Yeah,
like American wood.
Like an American wood, and you got your fucking food, so we'll be able to can stuff from the garden and put it right into the fucking pantry and shit. Pretty pumped about that. And we had the couch upstairs, and once we took it downstairs, after we got it down there, we're like, wait a second, like this is what this family was actually using this for at one point in time.
That space,
because you look at it and it had all paneling and lighting, and it didn't really make sense. We're like, wow, because when we moved in, we got it, and it was just an elderly woman. She didn't have mobility, so that area hadn't been used for years and years. And so we moved in, and it's just like, okay, whatever, just put your shit down there. Well,
it's a basement.
Right, it's a basement. Now that we're using it in this way, I feel like it's a much more efficient use of space. So really liking that and using that better.
So is your old living room going to be a dining room area?
So it's just an open fucking area where we hang out, read books, fucking play music.
Put the sex swing up?
Yeah, put the sex swing up right in the middle.
Don't copy me, you sons of bitches. Stop it.
Orgy time.
Yeah.
Not as freaky as me and Ashtray are.
Yeah, nothing. Family bonding event.
I'm in this basement. We don't have basements down here because Tennessee is mostly limestone.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
You can't really have a basement.
Yeah.
You can have one if you build a house off a hill, and have it that kind of way. But
yeah,
Other than that, you
Then
really
your
don't get
fucking house will fall off a hill or some shit.
Yeah. But,
Right, with that
I-
2-inch snowstorm.
I'm not an architect. My wife is, and she says it's cool. But
Hmm.
I miss basements.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, I can't imagine not having one.
Yeah, I'm
Right,
I'm big on basements now. I'm loving
They're awesome.
basements.
I had a
Yeah,
pool
they are
table when I
awesome.
was a kid.
Otherwise, you got to rent a fucking storage unit.
Right.
Or you got to have a badass attic. All right.
Shut up.
Nice to see your new setup. So are you down there right now, or are you
No, I'm upstairs now.
in that 4-season, 3-season area?
Yeah.
Right on.
Old Crow's there. It's always 4 seasons, bro. Get it right.
Whatever, however many seasons you want to make that work. Glad it's not cold. All right, moving along to Mystic. Elon, you dumb bitch.
So I read this thing today. It was pretty funny. So Elon, there's this new game. I don't know what the fuck it's called at all. I don't care.
What's the
Some
name of the
RPG.
game?
I just said I don't know what it is.
Oh, sorry.
Path of Exile 2.
I heard don't
Golden
care.
Ashtray.
Sure, there you go.
Part 2? Really?
Yeah. So anyway, it's one of those fucking RPGs where you got to grind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Elon supposedly has this character that's really high ranked, but like in some live stream thing, he couldn't even he could barely work the fucking the buttons on his PC.
Really?
To fucking to like,
It's like-
it was obvious that he
Yeah.
didn't
It
build
didn't
that
play.
character.
He hadn't been grinding.
That's
Right.
awesome.
And so some dude who's a YouTuber like called him out on it, right? So then Elon posted these like DM messages between the YouTuber and him, like on X, saying like, talking about how this guy is like fucking, he's he only says things like, he's basically like a mouthpiece for like the liberal media and shit, right? Because he has editors, right? In quotations, editors. Yeah, he has video editors because he runs a fucking YouTube channel. Elon thinks that they're editors, like in a newspaper, where they fucking tell you like what to write.
What to say.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like he's a functional fucking retard. He might be fucking good at like engineering or whatever the fuck he does, but he is a fucking social idiot, and it's
Yes.
fucking,
So
it's crazy.
And this story
So
confused
after-
me because I never heard him talk about like, oh yeah, I like gaming. Like he's been on Joe Rogan like 3
okay,
times.
pause for a second. Let me finish it. I'll save it. So play Diablo 4. Elon Musk had like the top like 3. He's like he's the number 1 character on Diablo 4. And for a guy that busy, I couldn't figure out how he was doing that. And then hearing this little story you said, I now understand. He's not
Well,
playing.
wouldn't you also see his character start rising the ranks?
Yeah,
He just came out of nowhere,
They did. No, it did rise the ranks, but it wasn't him grinding. He was
Yeah.
paying
Yeah.
some fucking Russian
else.
or whoever
Somebody else
to
do it.
fucking do it. Like that's probably how
Yeah.
he did it in Diablo.
That
Did
poor
you- he
guy
doesn't-
probably needs a break. Like, how,
I
like
don't
he also-
understand why you have to. Is that macho
why would you-
nowadays?
Yeah,
To,
why
like,
would you lie
fucking
about
be
that kind of
badass in a video game? That's macho.
to me, it seems
Well,
like a
it's not-
marketing ploy.
And they
Well,
call other people betas. Are you fucking
I would-
kidding me? That's the most
would say
fucking.
I would
Jeez.
say it's macho to brag about it, unless you in your circle of friends you want to brag about it. But for a guy who is the richest guy in the world to brag about being number 1 in a video game or 2,
Right,
No,
that's what I mean. Like you,
very very weird.
Yeah, why?
it's
You
fucking
have all
weird.
this money, but you're top 1 and you're
Is
top 1.
He trying to appeal to the fucking gaming dork
Also,
male crowd?
you have to just factor in the fact that he's Elon Musk. That
Yeah.
the logic of like trying to appeal to people, this might not apply to him because
Yeah,
he
is
does just
weird.
fucking do shit because he is like on some spectrum, right? Like,
Yeah.
Oh, he absolutely is on the spectrum, and I'm not
Right.
saying he's not intelligent.
right?
He's probably fucking super. He's like a Rain Man type of motherfucker. I'm
Right,
sure
right.
he is great at engineering and computer, whatever fucking shit. But socially he's a fucking retard, and it's funny as hell. And I don't know why people aren't fucking calling him out more for it. Oh yeah, that's because he fucking uses his influence through X, and now when he buys TikTok for that, to fucking shut people down. So he took away this guy's
he
like
can
blue
shadow
check
ban
mark.
your shit.
Like he basically fucking started fucking with him on X. You know what I mean? This is like, this guy's a fucking YouTuber. That's part of his livelihood, is fucking probably posting shit, you know?
Well,
it's crazy.
I know. But the thing is, like, whenever someone who's like, oh, it's their internet personality livelihood, part of me is kind of like, yeah, but if your livelihood's on the internet, it's like the internet is a wild west. Fuck around, find out.
Man. Yeah,
I'm not saying
get
it's right,
but they still put in the work. I'm not saying this guy probably does work a full-time fucking job doing
he knew
this
who he
shit.
was calling
if he's
out.
Successful, yeah.
Gonna fucking poke Elon Musk.
I mean, maybe it'll be the Streisand effect where he tries to shut him down, but actually it becomes much more, much bigger because he's trying to suppress it. You know,
like he gets more attention too.
Yeah.
He might. Yeah, get
Elon's bringing more attention because he's fucking right.
Yep. Well, good luck to him.
Yeah, right. I guess. Yeah.
Maybe he'll be like, you know, it was the greatest thing that Elon Musk started talking shit about me. Then everybody watched my channel. All right. Moving on to Teddy. Switch to bitches.
Yeah, the Switch 2 was announced, bigger screen. I have
play that beautiful bean footage.
There is none, actually.
Oh, damn
I'll bring it up.
There's none. I have a part of a bunch of forums, a bunch of we all have our
things. Even following the details of it.
Yeah, a bunch of leaks from months past, and to finally have Nintendo like say, hey, this is what it is, and show it to us. It's awesome. There is it says it's coming out 2025. There is a Nintendo Direct 4/2/2025, where I'm gonna guess they're gonna release a date for the release of the Switch 2. But I think Nintendo's gonna be awesome and just be like, hey, it's out tomorrow.
When do you think that's gonna happen?
Well, that date in the trailer, is that when it's being released, or is that when they're going to do a full announcement?
The trailer is Nintendo Direct. It's their own little kind of E3 that they do for Nintendo.
Okay, so what you're saying is that they're just going to
they'll announce it in 4/20/25. Okay.
4/2/2025. Yes.
Okay, I was gonna say it's.
I am really really drunk right now. I'm sorry.
I wasn't sure. Like, bam, they're going to be having it on store shelves that soon. Like, that's impressive.
No, I'm sure it'll come out during the holidays, October, something like that.
No, it's going to come out during spring or summer.
Ooh.
Didn't the last Switch, didn't that come out during the summer or something like that?
Yes, and yes, it did. Yes.
The OLED one or whatever.
The thing is,
the regular one.
Why they delayed it so much is because when the pandemic happened, you couldn't find your consoles or whatever you wanted, electronic things.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a guy in Nintendo, I can't remember the guy's name, some Japanese guy. He said that pretty much they designed the Switch, they made the Switch 2, they made it, and they just made a shit ton of them so that the hackers, the bootleggers, you're not gonna get, everybody can find one. God, holy shit.
So they're going to have a big supply when they do.
Right. Yes.
Well, good for them. Capitalism. But it does look sexy.
Can't wait.
I already saw some people bitching like, oh, that connector point between the controllers is going to be a failure point. It's going to break.
No,
oh, my God.
It's going to be a modding point.
You fucking dorks. Anyways,
a mod of Switch now, you have to burn out the 10th pin on the left controller. So this whole little thing, that's how you get into the.
Really? You just alter it in the controller, not in the core itself?
Yeah, it's right. To get into the core, you have to burn out a switch in the controller.
Wow.
On the left side.
Those sneaky bastards. How do those dorks figure that out?
Right, exactly. And they sell that Switch on Amazon for like $10. Come out of Switch.
All right. Well, on that sexy Switch note, moving on to Ashtray and the Nintendo Switch gift that Teddy, who's so excited about the Switch 2, said he was going to send me one of his old Switches in the mail.
Lies.
He's not that drunk.
He's not that excited. Actually,
I'm not fucking that fat bitch, bruh. Ain't happening.
Thanks, Teddy. That's so generous of you. Actually, my what's sexy is the Kings of Tupelo, a Southern crime saga on Netflix, which is pretty new. And I just remember seeing the trailer, and it was like something about like some karate instructor and like Elvis impersonators. I thought it was just like a story about some local like hillbilly over the top crime gang or something, or cult like that, because it's the same producers as like Wild Wild Country. It's actually related to, do you remember the news stories where Obama got sent a letter with ricin in it?
I think I remember that.
Yeah, and there was also like a couple other like senators or congressmen who got sent it as well. But basically, this story is about the guy who did that. And it is kind of like a Tiger King in the Mississippi. So check it out. It's only 3 episodes long. And one of those good ones too, where at the end of episode 2, it's just like it takes another turn. We're like, what the fuck? Really well done. And then like in watching it, I realized, oh yeah, there was a lot of back and forth on like trying to figure out what the fuck happened with this ricin letter back then. So moving along to the fuck what you think section. Oracle, for the love of God, I do not want to be on the phone with you.
Yeah, so
Mom.
Leave me alone.
Trying to get the fuck off of Verizon because it's just too goddamn expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And so I ported my number over to Visible, and things got fucked up. And they're trying to figure this out. And this,
what's Visible?
Visible it's
like Cricket?
It's like Cricket. It's one of these budget carriers. They rent the Verizon's equipment, and instead of paying $75 a month, it's $20 a month for service. Same service. And so anyway, trying to get them to unfuck this thing. And this guy, they're on the phone. They're just like, hey, why don't you stay online with me? You know, like, let's talk through this.
While he's trying to do stuff on his end to unfuck
and he's
it?
like, well, hey, can you take a screenshot? And I'm like, well, can I?
Now, is this internet service for your house?
No, it's cell phone
or
service.
just your cell phone?
Yeah.
What? Oh, screenshot of what? Your cell phone?
Cell phone. Like there was an error that was going on in the
Oh.
app. I was like, okay, yeah, can I email? No, we can't receive email. Just go on Facebook and just drop it in a Facebook Messenger, like just to a fucking Visible Facebook Messenger. And I'm like, what? Like what? Yeah, somebody will get that right away. So I put it in there, and we're sitting there for like 5 minutes. Nobody fucking responds. So then they have to call up somebody to basically, check the Facebook. And it's just like, what the fuck
Where
is
this? Is this Visible thing running out of a trailer park? What is-
Right? Like at times it feels
Or is this
like
Verizon that you're talking to? Who are you
No,
talking to?
this is Visible. Like
Okay.
at times, like the fucking the service.
This is why you pay for Verizon.
Right. The service is fine, but like the other shit, I swear they're just running it out of a trailer park or something. Because it's like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, send me the screenshot through Facebook Messenger that's on another computer. Hey, Ray, can you fire up the messenger? Did you get a picture from this guy?
Right.
And-
Yeah. And then, and they're on the phone. It's like, and every time I was talking to somebody or even on chat, oh, don't worry. I've got this figured out. You don't worry. You don't have to worry. I'm here for you.
Do they sound like they're here in the U.S. though?
No, they don't.
No.
And
They sound like a call center that's just trying to figure these problems out.
yeah.
You sure you're not getting hacked or something? God
Yeah,
damn.
they sound suspiciously like they also know
Right?
Mandarin.
Yeah. So just know if you are going to switch over, you're going to save some money, but yeah, some of the other stuff,
Get what you pay for, man.
yeah, you get what you pay for.
So is the problem like you couldn't get rid of Verizon, or the problem is the new service is just
the service is fine. It is identical to what I was getting.
or you can't just get Verizon to stop charging you?
Well, so I ported my number over and something got fucked up with it, and I didn't have service, and then there was a thing where they had the wrong number. My phone had my number, but then their back end said I had a different number. It was a fucking mess.
Weird. Now does the wife
mess.
on the same plan?
We're getting there. Because also, when they did this, it deleted my fucking account at Verizon, so I could no longer access my fucking account with my wife's shit on it, which is still connected to my bank account. Dude.
Holy shit.
It was a fucking nightmare. I had to go to the fucking Verizon store today, and that guy, he didn't give a shit, but he was good. He's like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. Here, what do you want to do here?
Like, didn't give a shit that you were leaving.
Right. He's like, you want to fucking hack this shit? Let's fucking do it. Like, you want me to lower your bill? I'll do it. I mean, nobody was in there. But yeah, so that's been an ordeal. It's in a better place, but Jesus Christ, I don't want to be on the goddamn phone hanging out with you. Like, visible person.
Visible tech support.
Right. Just fucking, fix
right.
my
Could you
shit.
hear him eating like Mystic?
Yeah.
To at least know they're there. It's like, hello? Did we hang up? All right. Moving on to Mystic. Not Mr. Baseball. I'll take that.
There
Mystic
we go.
did fall asleep. He's finally like, I'm done with this. I got to shit. All right. How about Teddy?
Oh, I was muted. Sorry.
Oh.
Bob Uecker died today, 90 years old, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Baseball has passed away, but he lived a long life.
Mm-hmm.
And wasn't really a surprise, I guess.
Did he ever do any cameos? And
yeah, he did.
Basketball.
And not baseball, but
are you serious?
Was he in basketball?
No, he was in Major League.
Major League,
Or Major League, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, Major League.
Yeah, he was also Mr. Belvedere. You remember Mr. Belvedere?
Oh,
The sitcom?
yeah.
I remember the name, but I don't think I ever watched that show.
Anyway, yeah. He's a Milwaukee
was he?
icon. 90.
Yeah, had a good life.
Had a good life.
Yeah, right.
I mean, he was in fucking professional baseball for 50 years. He was the Brewers announcer for 53, I think.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's insane, dude.
53 years.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, rest in peace,
Yeah, right.
homeboy.
Fucking maybe Mystic one day for 50 years. You'd be like, I was a video editor for the news. Oh, and we forgot. All right, moving on to Teddy. Fire hazard house.
Did I get it? Oh yeah, sure. Fire hazard house. I replaced my upstairs heating unit after it went out. So the thing was, the guy that sold it to me, the heating unit. Jesus Christ, I am so drunk. I'm sorry.
You're ashtraying it.
I am ashtray the fuck out of this shit. The heating unit upstairs is as old as the house is, like 20 years old, 25 years old. It's old. I replace it. So the coolant in the unit is flammable.
Wow.
Flammable coolant. Now, and when the guy was as he was installing it, I'm high as fuck. I'm like, really? It's flammable. So I have like 25 new fucking fire extinguishers, smoke detectors in the house.
You have 25
25
smoke
smoke detectors in the
detectors
house?
in your house?
No hyperbole, like 3 of Jesus
Okay.
Christ.
So you have them all over the place.
all over. But it's but the fact that it's
Teddy's
a
fucking.
flammable. I
Rip.
am
That's
ripped.
That's awesome. 25. I was taking a literal, like, really?
Right?
No,
Like, this room has 3 of them.
Right.
In case I'm smoking in the corner.
Yes. But yeah, it's how if I have to, there's a device on the back of my furnace that if the coolant leaks, the flammable coolant leaks, it shuts down everything upstairs. Just kind of retarded. I'm like, why would you?
Yeah, that sounds a little dangerous.
What's going on here? It cost me 10 grand. I'm
Mm.
like, are you kidding
There
me?
you go. Here, get a bomb installed in your house for 10 grand.
10 grand, really? Right? The bedroom that the furnace is over is my son's room.
Hmm.
So now I want to change the game room with his room just so he can be safer. It's fucking it's oh my god, fuck America. Let's bomb some shit.
All right.
Oh,
Oh my
so
God.
yeah. It's my fuck what you think. I guess I didn't really pick one out yet. So I guess we'll just end it with in all seriousness, go fuck yourself, Neil Gaiman's lawyer. You're gonna have a bad time. That's our show. We're gonna be here as many Thursdays as we can. At 10 p.m. Central. Make sure to join the conversation at theredeyereport.com, facebook.com/redeyereport. And don't forget to check us out live streaming on YouTube till Zuckerberg gets his shit together, whatever that fucking problem is. I am the Oracle.
You screwed me up.
I'm Ashtray.
Wow.
Damn it.
I got you.
I'm Oracle. You fucked me
I
up.
missed it.
I'm telling you, my house is on fire because my coolant is flammable.
Jesus Christ, dude, you are fucking
Oh man.
fucking Leahy, 6 out of 10. Fucking
Yeah.
6 out of 10.
Yeah,
Oh,
I am
man.
messed up.
That's what I was
Oh,
like, boy, I should
French
start
press.
drinking my gin faster. I was like, oh man, the liquor's already got Teddy.
Oh, man.
Doesn't the liquor
Oh,
love
it got
me?
You gotta
Oh,
let the liquor just